Why Media Group? The fastest growing media group in North America.
Why Media Foreign Policy Report. U.S. President Donald Trump said he and Vladimir Putin didn't reach a deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine after meeting on Friday, despite Putin saying they had come to an understanding, as the two leaders offered scant details on what was discussed while heaping praise on each other. In brief remarks, as they shared a stage after meeting for about 2.5 hours in Alaska, Putin said he and Trump had reached an understanding on Ukraine and warned Europe not to torpedo the nascent progress. But Trump then said, "There's no deal until there's a deal," and said he planned to speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders soon to brief them on the discussions. "We had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to," Trump said. "And there are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there." He continued, "We didn't get there." The high-profile summit ended without a deal to end, or even pause, the brutal conflict, the largest land war in Europe since 1945, which has raged for more than 3 years. The two were expected to hold a joint news conference, but instead took turns giving brief remarks. Putin went first, and then Trump, but both left without taking questions. Just getting back to the U.S. for the first time in a decade was a win for Putin, whom the U.S. and much of the world had long been attempting to isolate. Agreeing to come to Alaska to meet with Trump also stalled economic sanctions that Trump had promised unless Moscow worked harder to bring fighting to a close.
Why Media Group? The fastest growing media group in North America.